Bienvenidos a una nueva clase de C bilingüe. En el día de hoy vamos a mejorar tu listening con una historia muy entretenida en inglés. Primero escucha y lee la historia sin traducir. Después busca las palabras desconocidas, solo las desconocidas. Y por último mira y ve cómo mejora no solo tu listening, sino tu entendimiento en inglés. Si te gustó el video, suscríbete al canal, déjame un like y comenta. Sin más preámbulos, empecemos.
James was a boy born into a small, struggling family in the heart of a bustling city. His parents worked tirelessly to make ends meet, and despite their efforts, life was often a series of hardships. James, however, was a dreamer. He spent his days imagining a brighter future, one where he could break free from the chains of poverty and make a name for himself. From a young age, James was fascinated by the world of technology. He would often sit by the local library's computer, reading about the latest advancements and teaching himself how to code. His passion was evident, but the path to achieving his dreams was fraught with obstacles. When James was 14, his father lost his job at the factory. The family's financial situation went from bad to worse. They had to move to a smaller apartment, and James had to work part-time jobs after school to help support his family. Despite the exhaustion and the lack of time, he never gave up on his passion for technology. He would stay up late into the night, working on his computer and learning everything he could. High school was another challenge for James. The other kids made fun of his worn-out clothes and his lack of money. Bullying became a daily ordeal, but James refused to let it break him. He found solace in his dreams and the belief that one day, he would rise above his circumstances. During his junior year, a glimmer of hope appeared. The school announced a technology competition with a scholarship for the winner. James saw this as his chance. He poured all his energy into creating an innovative app that could help students with their homework. The nights grew longer, and the challenges more daunting, but James persevered. On the day of the competition, James stood nervously before the judges, presenting his app. His heart pounded as he demonstrated its features and explained how it could make a difference in students' lives. When the results were announced, James was stunned. He had won. The scholarship meant he could afford college, a dream that had seemed so far out of reach. College brought new challenges. James was among the best and brightest, but he struggled to keep up with the rigorous coursework and the pressure. Financial struggles continued, and he had to work multiple jobs to pay for his tuition and living expenses. There were times when he considered giving up, but his dream of creating a groundbreaking technology kept him going. One day, while working on a class project, James came up with an idea for a revolutionary software that could change the way businesses manage their data. He spent every spare moment working on this project, pouring his heart and soul into it. His professors were impressed, and one of them connected him with a startup accelerator. At the accelerator, James faced his toughest challenges yet. The competition was fierce, and the demands were high. He faced numerous rejections and setbacks. Investors were skeptical of a young, inexperienced entrepreneur from a humble background. But James's determination was unshakable. He refined his pitch, improved his software, and kept knocking on doors. After months of relentless effort, a breakthrough came. A prominent investor saw the potential in James's software and decided to take a chance on him. With the funding secured, James was able to launch his startup. The journey from there was no less challenging. Building a business required resilience, adaptability, and an unwavering belief in his vision. Years passed, and James's startup began to flourish. His software transformed the way businesses operated, and his company grew rapidly. He never forgot the struggles he had faced or the people who had helped him along the way. James made it a point to give back to his community, establishing scholarships and mentorship programs for underprivileged students who shared his passion for technology. Looking back on his journey, James realized that every conflict, every problem he had faced, had shaped him into the person he had become. His dreams had been realized not despite the obstacles, but because of them. They had taught him resilience, determination, and the power of never giving up. James's story became an inspiration to many. He proved that with hard work, passion, and perseverance, even the most challenging dreams could come true. The boy who once sat by the library computer, dreaming of a better future, had become a man who made that future a reality. And in doing so, he showed the world that no dream is too big, and no obstacle too great, for those who dare to believe. James was a boy born into a small, struggling family in the heart of a bustling city. His parents worked tirelessly to make ends meet, and despite their efforts, life was often a series of hardships. James, however, was a dreamer. He spent his days imagining a brighter future, one where he could break free from the chains of poverty and make a name for himself. From a young age, James was fascinated by the world of technology. He would often sit by the local library's computer, reading about the latest advancements and teaching himself how to code. His passion was evident, but the path to achieving his dreams was fraught with obstacles. When James was 14, his father lost his job at the factory.